Gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. McHenry.
Thank you, Mr.
5
Chairman.
minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Liddy, thank you for coming back before Congress. I know this is one of the more joyful days of your life. When did you receive the honor of being CEO of AIG?
When did I?
Yes.
Middle of September. September 18th, I think, was the date.
September 18th. Okay. And in the whole run-up, there's a Washington Post story today, which I'm sure you caught, this morning about AIG, entitled "Officials Knew of AIG Bonuses Month Before Firestorm." Now, I just want to touch on this. I don't want to you've received enough in the way of questions on this, and I think you've answered everything to the fullest extent you could, but documents show that senior officials at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York received details about the bonuses more than 5 months before the firestorm erupted and were deeply engaged with AIG as well as outside lawyers, auditors, and public relations firms about the potential controversy. But the New York Fed did not raise the alarm with the Obama administration until the end of February. So, interestingly enough, so the New York Fed was very engaged and well informed on this matter long before it came to public light. Is that true?
Yes, the AIG FP bonuses were a topic of great consideration starting in about the end of October or beginning of November. Was
the chairman of the Federal Reserve of the Bank of New York informed of these bonuses?
I can't answer that. We
Did
deal
you have
with
a conversation with the chairman of the Federal Reserve of the Bank of New York?
No, I did not. I don't think so.
In the fall, you never had a discussion with?
The conversations, as I remember them, would have been more with the people that we interface with at the Federal Reserve on a regular basis. But that would not, if you mean by chairman, if you mean Chairman Bernanke, no, there would have been no conversation with him. And I don't think there was any.
What about the head of the New York Fed?
Yeah, I just don't recall who the conversations were with.
Did you have any conversations in the fall with Timothy Geithner?
Not in the fall, I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so you had no conversations.
Mr. Geithner had pretty much recused himself from many of these activities because he was either they were considering him for the spot of the Treasury Secretary or he had already been nominated.
Well, when some of these actions took place, there wasn't even a president-elect at the time. So you didn't have any conversations with Timothy Geithner during September or October of last year?
Not on this topic. I don't remember that, but I'd have to go back and check. I don't think so, no.
Okay. If you could submit that to the committee, I'd certainly appreciate it. So you're saying you didn't have any. Apparently, you're saying you didn't have any conversations with him whatsoever?
Oh, on bonuses, you mean, or in general?
Did you have any? If you listen to me specifically here, did you have any conversations with a Mr. Timothy Geithner in September, October, November, or December of last year?
Yes, I would say in October or November, preceding the revision of the original bailout program, I would have met with Mr. Geithner.
Did you have any mention of the word bonus with Mr. Geithner?
No. Not in those meetings, no.
Did you have any discussion with Mr. Geithner in September, October, November, or December in any way, shape, or form regarding anything to do with the word bonus or what a bonus means?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not an attorney, but it seems a little slippery the way you're trying to answer this, so I want to make sure we have that on the record. Recent data about commercial real estate predictions for this coming year and the following year. This is the substance of what I'd like to talk about, and I'm sorry we had to belabor that. And it was painful for me as well to try to ask that question and get a direct answer from you. But increasing vacancies, we have a discussion about the real estate industry, in specifically with the commercial real estate industry this year and next regarding increasing vacancies and perhaps loan defaults, as liquidity for refinancing remains very scarce. We see a lot of troubles in the CMBS market, obviously. Can you talk about AIG's commercial real estate portfolio and loan exposure, and how you think this portfolio will hold up if it were subjected to a stress test style of assessment that the 19 largest banks went through. If you could touch on the commercial real estate in your loan portfolio and your exposure there.
We have a substantial commercial real estate portfolio, either in owned real estate or in CMBSs, as you refer to them. Those things lost substantial value in the fourth quarter, and our write-down of those, in fact, was what contributed to our very large loss in the fourth quarter. You know, I'm worried about that portfolio and worried about real estate in general. If there's a lack of economic activity, I think it does not bode well for commercial real estate at all. If the stimulus money that's being brought to bear on our economic travails does in fact work, then I think we could work our way out of that. I don't have a sense of what that timing would be. But I think commercial mortgages and CMBSs in general, which a lot of insurers invest in because they're long-dated liabilities that match long-dated assets that match their long-dated liabilities, I think that those asset classes could be under some stress for a while.
Gentleman's time has expired.